Hey everybody, it's Danny, and this before you is the Marshall Middleton. It's the brand new speaker that could potentially be the perfect price point for a lot of us out there that are looking for a modern speaker from Marshall. So we will check out the specs, we'll do a quick sound test, and then we will also check out the app and see if this is anything more than just a blown up Marshall Emberton II, which is my suspicion. Wow, this thing is thick. This is actually really nice, but it's really weird because it has holes on the sides of it. There you go. I'm also happy to announce that it still has a freaking aux cord in it. That's awesome. It has the same horrible starting noise of a guitar going off. So a few things about the Marshall Middleton here. It seems a lot like the Marshall Emberton II, but basically in just a bigger size. And so far, without listening to it, you'd be right. It looks pretty much the same. However, a few key differences here is that it's basically got a bass and a treble knob right built into the thing. It's got 20 hours of battery. It's also IP67. So you can dunk it in that water and have total confidence that it's gonna be just fine. Is it waterproof? Let's find out. I'm gonna put some water on it. All over the buttons, all over the controls here. Got a little wet. Let's see if it still works. Yeah, it works fine. It's got a super nice battery display that's bright and easy to see. And it's got your little control brass knob where you can do your fast forward and all your other controls in one nice button. However, moving on to the Bluetooth, it is Bluetooth 5.1, which is a step back because in Marshall's home line, they already stepped up to Bluetooth 5.2. So I'm not really sure why they're regressing on these things or if they're just using old chips in these. So it's not gonna affect the quality of your sound that much, but you're not gonna be able to take advantage necessarily of the new Bluetooth LE tech coming out on the pipeline eventually later this year sometime. I don't know when. But it does have stackable mode, which means you can pair it with other speakers. Not necessarily in stereo, but like in a mono thing. We're gonna start the stack session. Yes, I did hear that stack session. Yes, I heard it. Double press the Bluetooth button on the speaker that you want to add. I like the instructions are a lot better than I think what they used to. All right, I double pressed the Bluetooth.
Can a sound last 60 years? It can, if it makes you really listen.
Nice, it works. That's awesome. Okay, Marshall has improved the stacking features. That actually sounded really freaking good. I've got the Marshall Will in here as well. Let's see if it'll stack.
Can a sound last 60 years? It can, if it makes you really listen, if it has the power to connect us.
Okay, can confirm all three of these speakers are talking to each other now. So there you go. Stack session works on all three speakers, and that was actually really easy to use. So I've got the Marshall Middleton hooked up here to the app finally. The equalizer does literally nothing that I can't do that I'm physically doing on the speaker itself right now. And it tells you the battery power. So pretty much a useless app for this device, all encompassing. It's not very helpful. So actually when I'm adjusting the bass, it adjusts the light on the actual speaker so you know what level it's at. That's cool. That's a good use of the battery feature. Good on Marshall, that's really cool. The other thing I'll say that's kind of cool about it is you can actually charge other devices with this, so it becomes like a battery. So Marshall is slowly figuring out how to do everything that everyone else has already figured out how to do. So I guess they're catching up. Let's do a little listening. I'm gonna put the bass and the treble right in the middle for this test. All right, I've got about 70% power, so here we go. And here we do a test. Here we go.
Ooh, that sugar sweet, you got what I need. Sipping on the potion, all that good emotion, just my kind of heat. Keep me on repeat, destined for the potion, loving this devotion. Give it up, sweet emotion. Every time, every night, you and I on a roll. Switch it up, switch it up, where I'm going. Stay on the fly, just in time, on the right way to go.
Back to the middle.
I want to run this marathon, taking control of my life. I want to run the red lights. I got to run this
The Middleton sounds actually not quite as good as I was hoping it was going to sound. It sounds pretty processed. It's still good, but it didn't like blow me away. There's really no contest here. The Middleton is basically like a super Emberton. It has way more bass. For the test, I had this at about 70%, and then I had the Emberton at 100%. The sound on it was pretty crunched on the Emberton at most things, but the Middleton was able to get a lot more sound without crunching it all together and garbling it up into mud. If you had to choose between these and you had the cash, I would absolutely tell you to go get the Middleton for sure. If you're looking for really good sound quality and these are your two options only, the Middleton's going to give you quite a bit more than the Emberton. So comparing the Middleton to the Acton III here, I'm going to tell you right now, no contest. The Acton III sounds way clearer, way louder, with a lot more nuanced sound. Like the bass is milky smooth on here, whereas on this guy, the Middleton, it feels a little more processed and a little less soulful. If you were just looking for a speaker to take around the house and you don't necessarily need mobility, I would say the Acton III is still the superior buy. It sounds to me way better. When you've got mains power, it gives you a lot more options for how much juice you can plug through the speaker and the type of systems you can use. And the Middleton, because it is portable, is compromising on some of that sound quality. It's not there. So as you can see physically here, between the Tufton and the Middleton, there is literally no comparison. The Tufton is way bigger and it produces quite a bit more sound, and it does it a lot better. Tufton seems to just effortlessly exude crystal clear, beautiful, silky smooth music. If you had to choose between these for portability and size was not a concern, I'd be getting the Tufton all day. It by no means replaces the Tufton. I wouldn't be surprised if Marshall is working on a future type of Tufton, and I'd be very excited to see what they have. But for now, this is still the king of Marshall portable speakers right here. This bad boy is still awesome. So there you go, the Marshall Middleton. We compared it to everything, and I can quite confidently say it sits almost exactly in the middle of all of those speakers. It's definitely not the best one. It doesn't like unseat any other speaker. It's just kind of a step up from the Emberton. To be honest, I'm actually a little disappointed. I was just really looking for like a powerhouse new portable speaker, but this is better than nothing, but it doesn't really blow me away. If this came out like 3 years ago, I would have exploded because I would have been so impressed with it. But speakers are getting so much better now that this no longer impresses me that much. Would I recommend it? Yes. If you're looking for a middle of the road speaker and you can't get the Tufton, this is definitely the one to step up to if you need that portability. That's the only reason, is for portability. So there you go. Hope that was helpful. I will see you guys in the next video. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments and I'll try to get to them, and I'll see you later. Bye.